Hello YouTube, and I'm back. A new episode of Doctor Who just aired today. So spoilers. So I'm going to do my review and my thoughts on this most recent episode called Once Upon a Time. And so if you haven't seen it, spoilers, watch it and come back. So my thoughts on this episode, I will say I was confused at the first part of it. To the second part, I was like, okay, they're jumping throughout time. What's happening? Why is this character here? Why is that character there? And eventually, all of that is explained throughout the whole entire episode. But you got to take your time and really trust yourself. And I remember seeing in an interview with Chris Chibnall when talking about this episode, like he trusted his audience is intelligent enough to know what is going on and to really look at the episode and really dissect it and certain things that may be going on and everything, which I really respect him for. So basically, with the last cliffhanger of last week, the Swarm snapped his fingers and attempts to send Yaz and Vendor out in time, but the Doctor interrupts at the beginning of this episode, sending basically everyone throughout time, and they're in a time storm. Everyone is in splintered out time, living their past, present, and futures, all that stuff. And the Doctor is trying to make it correct, make it come back all together. And I think it was a very interesting exploration of certain characters, and specifically the Doctor, of exploring a part of her past, of being in the Division. And we did see, once again, the Joe Martin Doctor is back. And I had a feeling she was going to pop up, considering, how they kind of show people of, like, in the visions that we see in, like, the time storm, scenes of, like, people who are disguised as other people. So I kind of inferred that, if we're in the past and this is the Doctor's past, this might be the time where she was in the Division, the time that she does not remember. And I was right. And then Joe Martin's Doctor appeared in a reflection, and the guns were the same as, Gat had in the Jejune episode of last year. So I love that continuity. And so we find out, how the Doctor and Swarm and the other woman all met. So it does, prove right that Swarm and the Doctor does have this past. Of course, she does not remember it and everything. So I think that was a great insight into who the Doctor was and what she was doing, basically. Now, we don't have the whole story, obviously, so that might be revealed maybe in episode 6. I do not know. And there are some other theories from this episode that I'm not going to say, because they might be spoilers for the finale, and they might be really far-fetched. If you want to look for them, you can look for them online, but I'm not going to say them here just for the sake of this review, and everything. And so we get the Weeping Angels. They're mainly after Yaz. I'm going to assume, considering she's been traveling with the Doctor for so long, the angels attach themselves to her for some reason. I do not know. I liked that. I wish we explored more of Yaz's past to inform her present, like we did with Vendor. This seemed like a really big Vendor episode to really give us his backstory and where he comes from, and plus the girl at the beginning, who she is. We eventually learn that they are connected. I'm not sure if they're married, but I know that they are supposed to be, together. They have a baby on the way. So there's that whole entire thing. They're splintered apart throughout time. So that's a big emotional thing that we're probably going to come back to maybe in episode 5 or 6. Dan, with his love interest, he finds out that she's been captured by Swarm and everybody. And, when everybody gets saved from their splintered time and we get out of this confusing time storm, the Doctor is visibly frustrated because she was just about to get some answers in her past or maybe present from this person who we don't know. There's theories about who she might be. People are saying she might be Tak Tiyun, or, somebody from the Doctor's past. People saying that setting looks like the Cloister Bell room that we saw in Series 9, where the Claire and Doctor were back on Gallifrey. Who knows? But she was just pulled out by the end of it. She was visibly frustrated, once again verbally berating Yaz, which I'm like, and I understand that it's a very, tense time for the Doctor, considering, she just got this big wallop at the end of series 12 and is still getting those wallops now, especially with Swarm and him messing with her and showing all the stuff that she does not remember. But I hope that, when push comes to shove, in the next few episodes, like we see Yaz sitting up to her and be like, no, stop treating me like this. You need to tell me what the hell is going on so you can, survive and whatever. And I just really hope that comes up, because next week is the Angels episode, and it seems to be taken in one place. Everyone's in one place, so we have to survive the Angels. So overall, like I said, this episode was really confusing to follow at first. I kind of got the hang of it towards the middle and everything, and to really unravel the past of mainly Vendor and the Doctor, and to get to know the Doctor and, solidify the past between her and Swarm and, who is the main villain of the season. So what is your thought on this episode? What are your theories for certain things that happened this episode? And goodbye, YouTube.